the middle of it, because as I mentioned in the introduction, I was there. I was on the air with Bill Hemmer at the time, and we thought we would just take a little bit. We thought we saw the confrontation. We said, hey, whoa, what's happening? Let's take a look. And an hour later, we had watched the whole thing. The ratings that day were huge. The debate was just starting to get really, really heated. Did you realize at that town hall what was happening?
I had a pretty good idea. When I was last in Lebanon, I got about 80 people. This one had 1,200 people. The Tea Party had been out whipping people up into a frenzy, and the emotion was sky high. And the man who charged me and shook his fist at me was a part of it. Things were very rough because the healthcare plan, $1 trillion project, came on top of cap and trade for $1 trillion and almost $1 trillion on the stimulus package, and tempers were very, very hot. And I thought it was important for a senator to go out and face his constituents, tell them what I thought, listen to what they thought, and take it from there.
And to your credit, you did that, because there were some lawmakers who weren't meeting with their constituents, and then they started to have telephonic town halls and so on. But you did it. You went out there. You know, whether you liked your position or not, you went out there. I want to just show the viewers a little bit more of what you faced, because that one guy was a little in your face. Not everybody was quite that in your face, but let's just take a look at some of the passion that you heard on this issue.
Yes, I'm angry. I'm an American citizen. I'm a voter. I'm a taxpayer. I don't like the fact that my elected officials are running around calling me un-American, a rabble-rouser, a mobster. Many signs. I have no Nazi symbols with me. I'm sick of the lies. I don't like being lied to. I don't like being lied about. This administration is doing both of those things. Yes. Now, I want you, as my senator, to go back to Washington, D.C., and tell those people to do what the president said that I should do, is shut up and get out of the way.
It's not about left and right. This is about the systematic dismantling of this country. I'm only 35 years old. I have never been interested in politics. You have awakened the sleeping giant.
Did President Obama, do you think the Democrats underestimate the extent to which those who oppose this law really, really opposed it?
I think that it was inevitable that the passions would be very high, and this was a kindling point. People do feel very, very strongly. I hadn't called anybody un-American. I hadn't disparaged anyone. I had an open meeting and was willing to listen to them and to give a response. And I think tempers have cooled off a lot. Now the case is in court, and we'll have a decision as to whether it's constitutional.
Yeah, well, you know, the polls are still showing, the latest ABC News Washington Post poll shows that over 50% of the American public is still against the law and wants it repealed, and over 66% of the American public believes that the Supreme Court should strike it down, or at least the individual mandate should be struck down. Do you believe they will?
Well, there was a lot of opposition, Megan, to Social Security when it was passed, Medicaid and Medicare, and in that town meeting, people who objected, I said, you want to give up Medicare, Medicaid, and veterans benefits, and they didn't. Do I think it'll be struck down? Right now, you have an ideologically divided court. When we talk about constitutional law, the court is rewriting it all the time, as they did in Citizens United, overturning precedents in 100 years of established law. The conventional wisdom is that it'll be 5-4 against. But who knows? Justice Kennedy is a swing voter, and perhaps it'll be upheld. But I'd say the conventional wisdom is against it on ideological grounds, not constitutional grounds. There's a very strong basis for Congress's authority under the Commerce Clause to do exactly what Congress did.
And so our viewers know you've been making that argument for years about the Commerce Clause, not just in connection with health care. I want to ask you one final thing. There's a report out from The Hill that suggests that you have now said publicly that President Obama abandoned you in the last days of your primary fight. You turned Democrat, and you needed his help to get that nomination. You lost it, and then the Democrat lost in the general election. But he abandoned you in those final days, and notwithstanding the fact that you stood behind him on health care and on stimulus. Is that true?
Megan, the facts have been out there for a long time. The president made a commitment to support me, urged me to become a Democrat, urged me to support the stimulus package, and when the campaign came, he didn't show up. I didn't draw any conclusions or use any words like abandon, but I have stated the facts.
Well, I know you're practicing law now. You refuse to retire. For no resting on your laurels for you. I know you're teaching classes and practicing law, and good for you, Senator. It's great to see you again.
Resting on my laurels? I don't have any laurels to rest on. I got to keep working.
Arlen Specter, he's done nothing. Google. Just Google. You'll see. Senator, all the best to you.
Great talking, Megan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.